Holiwood Nights is the annual event that Holiday World holds for roller coaster enthusiasts, and this is easily one of the best, if not the best, roller coaster events in the entire world. So in this video, I will detail what Holiwood Nights is and help you determine if you should plan a visit to Holiday World during this event, and spoiler alert, you should. Holiday World is a 125-acre amusement park in Santa Claus, Indiana. The park includes a dry park with 5 roller coasters, including the award-winning Voyage, which has an argument as the world's best wooden roller coaster, Legend, which may have the best laterals of any coaster, Raven, a short but fast-paced wood coaster through the woods, and Thunderbird, arguably the best wing coaster in the world. The park also includes an award-winning water park and Splashin safari, and I have separate reviews on both the dry park and water park if you want more details, as this video will discuss how Holiwood Nights allows you to maximize your visit to both parks. Holiday World's original roller coaster enthusiast event was Stark Raven Mad, named in honor of Raven. This was the coaster that put Holiday World on the map, as it won the Amusement Today Golden Ticket Award as the best wooden roller coaster from 2000 to 2003. Stark Raven Mad was held until 2003, when the event was home to a tragic death. The event was revived and renamed in 2006 as Holiwood Nights, and it has been held annually ever since. The event is typically the weekend after Memorial Day. This is notable since it often conflicts with Cedar Point's enthusiast event in Coaster Mania, which begins on the first Friday of June. Typically, these two weekends coincide, but in rare cases they are separate. This happened in 2019, and this was also the most attended Holiwood Nights until 2020, when it was held in August as one of the few enthusiast events held following the COVID-19 pandemic. So who can attend? As of 2021, the event is open at 10 different roller coaster clubs, but I recommend checking the event page for the most accurate list. The list currently includes ACE, Club TPR, Coaster Buzz Club, Coaster Crew Platinum, European Coaster Club, Florida Coaster Club, Great Ohio Coaster Club, NAPA, Roller Coaster Club of Great Britain, and Western New York Coaster Club. Every card-carrying member is allowed to bring in an unlimited number of guests. Holiday World does not cap attendance for the event, and tickets can be purchased the day of. However, they go up in price if you buy them within a week of the event, so it pays to plan ahead. You can purchase the Friday ERT, plus an all-day Saturday ticket, or you can purchase all-day Saturday. The event is usually themed to a popular movie such as Airplane or Monty Python the Holy Grail. For 2021, it is being themed to The Wizard of Oz. The park will play music from the films throughout the park, and the event papers will be teeming with references from the year's film. If you haven't seen the movie referenced in a given year, I would recommend watching it before arriving if you want to appreciate all the little jokes. The event officially begins on Friday afternoon after Holiday World closes for the day. The event usually begins with some snacks and Splashin Safari ERT. And this water park ERT is one of the most underrated parts of the event. The park usually gives 2 to 2.5 hours of ERT in the water coasters. These slides often have hour-plus waits on busy summer days, so being able to ride them with no more than a 15 to 20 minute wait, at worst, is a major perk. Wildebeest and Mammoth are chock full of airtime. You would be hard-pressed to find many water slides with better airtime. And then Cheetah Chase is a unique racing water slide with a few near misses and some soaking ascents. Roughly 1.5 hours into the water park ERT, the ERT in the roller coasters begins. At this point, the water park really starts clearing out, so it gives you a chance to get some rare dusk rides on a water slide and also walk right onto them. There are also usually snacks during this ERT session. Some are provided right in the water park area itself, others are usually at a specific food location such as the Kringle Cafe. I typically reserve my ERT time for the rides. Friday usually has 3.5 hours of ERT in the coasters. The ERT often starts as the sun is setting, but it's pitch black shortly into the session. Because of how Holiday World's major coasters all go out into the woods, they are all incredible at night. There is barely any light along the course, and they all feel out of control, especially the 3 wood coasters. Voyage is undoubtedly the star. It is the park's best coaster, and the park runs it untrimmed for the event. Now, I personally do not find Voyage running untrimmed significantly different than how it usually runs. The only element that feels different to me is the triple down in the back row. I know I'm in the minority though, as it's a much bigger deal for others. What is special for me is getting several hours of night rides on one of the world's best coasters, especially because Holiday World usually closes before the sun sets. For this reason, Voyage often has the longest wait at the event. Usually it's no more than a 1 to 2 train wait for anything but the front or back. The front and back rows may have queues going 6 to 7 trains deep. However, Voyage had a lengthier ERT line in 2019 and 2020. In 2019, the line was usually 15 minutes, but it did reach upwards of 30 minutes at points. And that was actually longer than the ride's line during normal operating hours. In 2020, the line was roughly 30 to 45 minutes due to social distancing. Keep in mind, 2019 and 2020 were two of the most well-attended years for events, so these lines hopefully will not be present in future years, especially since Coaster Mania will usually conflict with Holiwood Nights. Most ERT sessions are walk-ons, so it was a bit surprising for me to have some waits, even if the ride was ultimately worth it. And if Voyage is busy like it was in 2019 and 2020, just know the park may close the line early, similar to what they do during normal operating hours. The other 3 coasters are usually walk-ons because most people are focusing on Voyage. This was the case even in 2020 with social distancing. The staff dispatches trains just as efficiently as they do during normal operating hours, and Holiday World will always have the rides running at their max capacities for the ERT sessions. In both 2019 and 2020, Legend and Raven were running with 1 train during normal operating hours, but they had the second trains added for the ERT sessions. The park also has some smaller flat rides and Gobbler Getaway open for portions of the ERT session. The non-coasters are almost always walk-ons, and I do prefer to focus my time on the coasters because they're the attractions that improve significantly at night. The event usually ends around 11 p.m. on Friday night. For that reason, I strongly recommend booking a hotel near the park. Unless you stay at the park's campground, most hotels are roughly 10 to 30 minutes away. There aren't too many because of how the park is not close to a major city. I usually book my Holiwood Nights hotel a few months in advance just to be safe. And take note if your hotel is in the central time zone like Holiday World or in the eastern time zone. Many of the surrounding towns are in fact in the eastern time zone. How early your Saturday begins could be dependent upon if you want an experiential auction. One of the other cool things about Holiwood Nights are the auctions. Holiday World has 2 types of items up for sale: physical items and experiences. The physical items range from grab bags to used flags on the roller coasters to the logo on the front of Voyage's train. The experiences are far more interesting in my opinion. You can purchase the last ride of the night on the park's coasters, and unsurprisingly, the Voyage is the most expensive one, as I've seen it go for upwards of $200. The winner of the last ride of the night can choose to ride alone or take as many enthusiasts as the train can fit. Last year, the winner decided to fill a train with enthusiasts wearing dog masks, which was quite the sight to see. Or you can purchase tours. You can purchase either a track walk or a lift walk for Voyage, a tour of Thunderbird's launch area, or a tour of the Gobbler Getaway Dark Ride. I did the latter in 2019, and it was a very cool experience seeing the inner workings of a dark ride. This item typically costs less than the coasters, and I honestly found it more interesting, so I highly recommend this one. Plus, it gets you into the park early, so you can often start queuing up to be on the first train of the day for Voyage, when the mid-course trim may still be disabled. These tours all occur on Saturday morning before the park opens. During the day on Saturday, there are 2 walkback tours. If you're a photographer or videographer, these are really cool opportunities to get unique vantage points of the park's coasters that you typically cannot get. I always take the opportunity to go on these tours, but if you want free on-ride photos, this is a great time to ride something like Voyage because I guarantee you'll find your photo online within the following few days. After the Thunderbird and Voyage walkback, the park typically has a snack buffet. The dish changes by year, but I've seen loaded tater tots and nachos in the past. Both were quite good. In between the park closing time and the start of the ERT session, the park provides a catered meal in the picnic pavilion. This is where everyone is stationed while security clears the park out for those not attending Holiwood Nights. And to be perfectly honest, this meal is not my favorite part of the event. It usually has an extremely long line, and it can eat into the nightly ERT line if you're stuck towards the back of it. I also find the food just okay at best. It's usually burgers and hot dogs. I prefer to eat at the Plymouth Rock Cafe during the day. While this isn't included with the Holiwood Nights ticket, I love the hearty Thanksgiving style meals, and they're some of my favorite food items at any theme park. This also ensures you'll be good to go when the coaster ERT starts if the food line gets backed up. Saturday usually has 4 hours of ERT in the roller coasters and a few of the non-coasters. The biggest addition to the Saturday lineup is the Water Cup Challenge on Legend. This is a quirky and challenging game where you're given a plastic cup filled to the brim with water, and you are tasked to see how much water you can keep in the cup while riding Legend. And considering how Legend has some airtime and some lethal laterals, it is no easy feat. I did find a way to return to the station with a full cup of water, but a magician never reveals his secrets. The winner usually gets free tickets to the following year's event. The last thing I want to note is the weather. As long as there isn't thunder or lightning in the area, Holiday World will run the rides in pretty much anything. In 2020, the park ran rides despite the remnants of a hurricane being in the area. So do I recommend Holiwood Nights? Absolutely. It is the best time of year to visit Holiday World. The night rides alone make it worth it because Holiday World so rarely is open after the sun goes down. But when you get the chance to go backstage and meet a bunch of other enthusiasts as well, it really is a special event. The biggest con of the event is that the ERT line for Voyage can sometimes get longer than it is during normal operating hours because the event does not have an attendance cap, but it is worth it to experience Voyage in its peak conditions. So that is an overview and my thoughts on Holiwood Nights, the amazing annual enthusiast event at Holiday World. Have you been to this event? What are your thoughts on it? I would love to hear your thoughts about the event down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate if you gave this video a like and you considered subscribing because there'll be a lot more roller coaster and amusement park videos here at Canopy Coaster. Thanks for watching.